If you've ever had perfect gut health in your training, but then ended up being sick on race day, you're not alone. I just asked my Facebook community about their biggest gut health challenges, and almost every single response was about this exact problem. So today, I'm breaking down exactly why this happens, and at the end, I'm going to share 3 actions that you can take to minimise the problems. So here's what I heard from real athletes. I never have issues in training, but on 3 out of 4 Ironmans, I've been sick on the run. Number 2, pre-event nerves undo any carefully laid plans on race morning. Number 3, gut rot on the run, but I'm fine in training. And you know what? I completely understand all of those because I've been there and probably suffered with all of them. In 19 iron distance races I had stomach issues on 80% of them. On some of those races I was violently sick, and on most of them I had really difficult stomach pains. And I thought it was just part of racing. But here's what I learned. Once I started paying attention to my gut health, in addition to training it properly, most of those symptoms were massively reduced. So if you think gut issues are just part of the sport as a triathlete, an Ironman triathlete, an ultra runner, marathon runner, well, they're not. There's actual science behind why your gut betrays you when it matters most. On the podcast, I recently interviewed Harvey Fortis. He's a researcher and he also works for the INEOS Cycling Team, and he explained something fascinating. Your gut and your brain are in constant communication, and in fact 80% of the signals go from your gut up to your brain. So when you get those pre-race butterflies, that's literally your gut sending stress signals upwards. Here's where it gets really, really interesting. When you're stressed, and that doesn't matter whether it's race nerves or just life pressure, like when you have a big presentation to your boss, your brain releases stress hormones like cortisol, adrenaline. And those hormones actually change how your gut functions. So they affect things like gut motility, which is how fast things move through, acid production, and the protective gut lining. So in training, you're probably really relaxed and comfortable. Your gut works normally, which is exactly what we heard from some of those comments. But on race day, then the stress response hijacks your digestive system. And it gets worse. When you have things like chronic stress, months of race preparation anxiety, and the training, and life stress as well, then all of that actually damages your gut lining. And it creates something called leaky gut syndrome, which is where toxins slip into the bloodstream, causing inflammation. Now this inflammation then sends a signal back to your brain, and that creates more stress. So you get stuck in a loop. The stress damages the gut, the damaged gut creates inflammation, the inflammation increases the stress, and round it goes. So it's no wonder that some of you said race nerves kicked in months before your event, hampering your training, your fueling and your recovery, and your race obviously. So what can you do? Well, I promised you 3 things. Number 1, train your gut under stress. Don't just practice it nutrition in those easy sessions. Do some of your hardest training sessions with race day fueling. In fact, this is what B and C races are for, because your gut needs to learn to function under pressure. So put it under pressure. Then manage the stress response. So it's not just about telling yourself to relax more. Your gut health actually affects your stress resilience. So the better your gut health on a day-to-day basis, the better you'll handle the pressure on race day. And finally, you need to build gut resilience daily. So this is where nutrition comes in. I'm not just talking about that one day in the year when you race. I'm talking about what you do every day, because that determines about how robust your gut is when the stress hits you. Now, in my next video, I'm going to break down exactly what foods build that resilience based on some of the things that Harvey told me and his research with pro athletes. So if this video resonated with you, if you recognise some of those race day problems, please drop a comment with your worst race day disaster. I'd love to hear it, and I challenge you to see if it's worse than one of mine. I do read them all. And if you want to hear the full conversations I had with Harvey about the science behind all this, then there's a link to both podcasts in the video description below. And please don't forget to subscribe and share because on part 2, as I said, I'm going to share those specific foods and strategies that'll actually work for endurance athletes. So I look forward to seeing you in the next one.